Open your spice cabinet. Find the cinnamon. The label says cinnamon. But two species of tree share that name. One is Cinnamomum verum. Verum is Latin for true. The other is Cinnamomum cassia. They come from different countries, taste different, look different under the bark, and contain different levels of a compound called coumarin. Cassia has up to 250 times more of it. The European Food Safety Authority sets a daily limit on coumarin. 1 teaspoon of cassia can exceed it. 1 teaspoon. 90% of what is sold in American stores is cassia. The US has no coumarin limit at all. So how are both versions made, what is actually in each one, and how do you tell which is in your kitchen without a lab? 3 empires went to war over cinnamon. When Portuguese sailors reached Sri Lanka in 1505, they found the island producing most of the world's supply. They seized control and held a monopoly for over a century. Dutch traders attacked in 1640, expelled the Portuguese by 1658, and overhauled how cinnamon was harvested. A Dutch captain wrote that when you sailed downwind of the island, you could smell it 8 leagues out to sea. The British took Ceylon from the Dutch in 1796. 3 colonial powers, 3 wars, 1 strip of bark. The wars were about controlling one species, Cinnamomum verum. Cassia existed in China for centuries, but was considered a lesser product. The fights were never about cassia. They were about the thin, fragrant bark that only grew on a small island in the Indian Ocean. Then, the economics shifted. Cassia trees produced thicker bark, grew faster, and needed less skilled labor to harvest. By the 20th century, cassia dominated global trade. Ceylon cinnamon became a specialty export, and somewhere along the way, the word cinnamon stretched to cover both species. Labels stopped distinguishing them, consumers stopped asking. Today, Sri Lanka still produces 80 to 90% of the world's true cinnamon. And 90% of what Americans buy comes from China, Vietnam, or Indonesia. Same name, different tree, different chemistry. Ceylon cinnamon starts on small farms in Sri Lanka's southern coast, concentrated around the district of Negombo. The trees grow as bushes, trimmed to about 3 meters. First harvest comes 3 years after planting. Workers harvest during the wet season, in the hours between 5 and 6 in the morning, when humidity keeps the bark pliable. They watch for one visual cue. The moment new leaves shift from red to green, that is when the bark separates cleanest. Branches are cut and brought to a peeling shed the same day. The outer bark is scraped away first, then the critical step. A peeler uses a fine blade to separate the inner bark, a layer only 0.5 millimeter thick, thinner than a credit card. These long strips are layered one inside another and rolled into a quill, the cigar-shaped stick you find in specialty stores. The quills ferment for a day, then air dry indoors on elevated racks for 4 to 7 days. They curl as they dry, tightening into golden brown rolls with visible layers. Each finished quill is trimmed to a standard 42 inches. An experienced peeler produces about 5 kilograms a day. A new peeler manages 2. Cassia cinnamon follows a different path. The trees are taller, the bark thicker, and the harvest requires less precision. Workers strip both inner and outer bark together, dry it, and let it curl into a single dense roll. The result is darker, harder, and stronger in flavor. Where ceylon crumbles between your fingers, cassia resists. The difference in flavor comes down to a single compound, cinnamaldehyde. In cassia, it makes up 95% of the essential oil, producing the bold, familiar punch most Americans associate with cinnamon. In Ceylon, cinnamaldehyde sits at 50 to 63%, balanced by eugenol, a compound that gives cloves their warmth. Ceylon tastes lighter, more complex, slightly citrus. Cassia tastes like what you already think cinnamon tastes like. But the real divergence is invisible. Coumarin. It exists naturally in bark as a defense against pests. Thicker bark stores more of it. Cassia contains 2 to 7% coumarin, depending on the variety. Saigon cinnamon from Vietnam sits at the high end. Ceylon, with its paper-thin inner bark, contains almost none. between 0.004% and 0.02%, functionally zero. The compound that makes one version potentially harmful exists because of the same structural difference that makes it cheaper to harvest. Thin bark, low coumarin, high labor. Thick bark, high coumarin, low labor. The economics and the chemistry point in opposite directions. The European Food Safety Authority sets the tolerable daily intake for coumarin at 0.1 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. For a 150-pound adult, that means a maximum of 6.8 milligrams per day. 1 teaspoon of cassia cinnamon contains 5 to 18 milligrams, depending on the batch. A single teaspoon can exceed the limit. Germany banned high coumarin cassia in school meals in 2006. The EU restricts coumarin levels in commercial food products. The United States has no federal limit, and the FDA does not require labels to specify which cinnamon species is in the jar. The same teaspoon that would need a warning in Berlin sits on every diner counter in America without a word. The cinnamon health trend makes this stranger. Supplements marketed for blood sugar control and metabolic support nearly all use cassia. It is cheaper and produces bolder results in short-term studies. People taking cinnamon capsules daily for health are consuming the version with the highest coumarin load. The supplement marketed for wellness contains the compound that concerns regulators. Meanwhile, the version with almost no coumarin is disappearing. Sri Lanka's cinnamon industry is short more than 35,000 skilled peelers. The younger generation does not want the work. Peeling half-millimeter bark in a monsoon season shed pays less than construction or tourism. The craft that separates Ceylon from cassia is one generation from collapse. True cinnamon is not threatened by cassia. It is threatened by the fact that nobody wants to peel it anymore. But you do not need a peeler to tell them apart. You need 10 seconds. If you have whole sticks, snap one. Ceylon breaks clean and crumbles. You will see thin layers inside, like a rolled-up scroll. Cassia resists. It splinters. One thick piece of bark, curled tight. If it fights your fingers, it is cassia. For ground cinnamon, read the label. Cinnamomum verum, or Ceylon, means the thin bark version. Just cinnamon with no species name is almost certainly cassia. Price confirms it. Under $1.50 per ounce is cassia. Ceylon runs $3 to $5. But here's the part most guides get wrong. Cassia is not dangerous for everyone. If you bake a pie once a month, cassia's coumarin is irrelevant. The math only matters if you use cinnamon daily. Morning oatmeal, smoothies, coffee, supplements. Frequency is what turns a safe spice into an exceeded limit. One rule: if it is occasional, cassia is fine. If it is daily, switch to Ceylon. That is the entire decision. Snap it. If it crumbles, it is Ceylon. If it fights back, it is cassia. 10 seconds. Same spice cabinet, same shelf, 2 species sharing one name, and a snap test you will never forget. That is the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there is something you would like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.